Hello. Can I ask everyone to try to take their seats? It's about 6:30. We're going to try to start shortly. Grab a drink and have a seat. Thanks. So, I think we're going to get started if everyone can take their seats. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the 2021 Youth of the Year celebration. I am Christina Vittoria, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. At last year's event, I certainly did not imagine I would have the opportunity to follow in the footsteps of Bobby Walker Jr. and step into this role. More importantly, none of us knew what was about to unfold. I cannot tell you how incredible it is to see all of you here in person after this challenging and isolating past year. Who could have imagined? Well, good news is we have a wonderful evening in store for all of you. This special event brings our club's mission to life and shines a spotlight on the outstanding young people we are proud to celebrate. While the health crisis has impacted us globally, we recognize now more than ever that our neighbors and our community need and rely on the very services the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich provides. Although the club is not alone in the challenges and hardships we've faced, together we have supported our members and our families, the greater community, and each other with grace, courage, and the resolve to do whatever it takes to ensure great futures for all youth who walk through our doors. It might not surprise you to know that our young members showed tremendous resilience and flexibility as they adapted to our new realities. They wore their masks with little hesitation. They followed our new safety guidelines that we imposed with no complaints. Okay, a few, but just. And what struck me most was how they helped each other get through this period of high anxiety and fear with kindness and laughter. I want to say a very special thank you to our board of directors led by Eileen Tang. Can you please stand? Can our board please stand? Our board's tremendous support allowed us to keep our doors open for the past 9 months. While they asked tough questions and dealt with unprecedented decisions, they never once doubted our ability to serve our members and this community. We will be forever grateful to them for their leadership and commitment. I would also like to thank our generous funders and community supporters who stepped up in significant ways during this past year to make sure we had the financial resources to offer virtual programming, safe summer camps, and in-person after-school programs despite uncertainty and continuous obstacles. Last but certainly not least, I would like to thank our inspirational staff who came to work every day to provide a safe, fun, and supportive environment for our youth. I want to ask our staff to stand as we recognize their selfless commitment to our work. Tonight is one of my favorite events because it illuminates how extraordinary our teen club members are. It makes me proud that our club and the services we deliver help shape these individuals into leaders of the future. Youth of the Year is not just a one-night event. It is a process that starts in middle school with Junior Youth of the Year and our Torch Club, leading up to high school and involvement in the Keystone Club. You will hear these terms, Torch and Keystone, used often this evening. Torch is a leadership and service club for youth ages 11 to 13. Weekly, Torch members plan and implement activities based on 4 criteria: service to club and community, education, health and fitness, and social recreation. This past year, Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich received not one, but 2 national awards, placing first and second in the Boys and Girls Club of America's National Torch Club project. A big thank you to Cam Ferrara and Ashley Culver for leading these award-winning projects. Keystone is for our teens aged 14 to 18. It provides many of the same development opportunities as Torch, but with added emphasis on leadership development, career exploration, continuing community service, and much more. A huge thank you to Ryan Accurso for leading this group. I can proudly say that we are developing a diverse pipeline of leaders for our community and workforce, and are rewarded when they join our loyal alumni group. As a part of the larger Boys and Girls Club of America Youth Initiative, our winner tonight goes on to the state pool of candidates, and after that, the possibility for national recognition. I would like to acknowledge our past Youth of the Year recipients who are here tonight, and some who are joining us remotely from their homes. Please hold your applause until the end. Laura Javier, Cameron Ferrara, Delia Wadsworth, Michael Chambers, Dean Bell, and all others joining us virtually. We celebrate you. It takes a significant amount of financial support to operate the club, as we continue to offer yearly memberships for just $75. Your generous support from events like this enable us to keep our program membership fees low while supplying first-rate programming. I want to recognize the substantial individual support you all provided to fund our teen initiatives through this event. I also want to thank our generous corporate sponsors here this evening: Breskin Barton, Cardinal Capital, EJ Electric, Griffith E. Harris Insurance, Longitude Capital, Mutual of America, People's United Bank, RBC Capital Markets, and Titan Advisors. I especially want to acknowledge the entire Youth of the Year committee, led by our outstanding co-chairs, Lisa and Bruce Quackenbush, and Icy and Scott Franz. They have been involved in the selection process, narrowing down the applicants to our finalists, and championing this event. A special shout out also to our events manager, Michelle Smith, who made this evening such a success. Thank you. And finally, tonight, we celebrate our incomparable champion of youth, Lisa Stewart. For many of our employees, board members, and supporters, Lisa is the magnetic force which bonds us all together. You will hear much more about her this evening as it progresses. Still, I would be remiss not to say a special thank you to Lisa for her enthusiasm, her generosity, and her unwavering commitment to the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich for over 20 years. Scott and Lisa are the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. Everything we do here has been made possible because of Lisa's leadership and passion for this club. Thank you, Lisa, sincerely. We are thrilled to recognize your many contributions tonight. Thank you all for attending and for making this a successful fundraising event for our youth. We have a short video to show you to highlight our fantastic Youth of the Year finalists and Champion of Youth. Please enjoy the evening. The application process for Youth of the Year is actually a quite rigorous one.
Being able to hear the 11 candidates' stories and the impact the club has on their lives is truly priceless.
Being a part of the Zoom, and we've all been sitting through a lot of Zooms in the last year, it was really the most inspirational meeting that I've had.
I have watched the 3 finalists become amazing young women.
As the first female Youth of the Year, it gives me great honor to be a part of the process, to watch these 3 lovely young ladies try to reach their goal of becoming the next Youth of the Year.
If you want to truly see where youth go to find their greatness, all you have to do is look at these 3 finalists.
I try never to exclude anyone. Here I always try to make all the kids feel welcomed, feel like they have a purpose, like their opinion and voice is always heard. Here we have done so many events and activities that each one of us are put in a position to be a leader, and we need to make sure that other people's voices are heard and respected.
I feel way more prepared than I think I would have felt without the Boys and Girls Club. And now I'm just excited to see what the world has to offer, where else I can contribute, and ways that I can give back.
I'm also very excited for you to meet our champion of youth, Lisa Stewart. She is a remarkable volunteer, philanthropist, friend, and advocate of all we do at the club, and has been for many, many, many years.
Thanks to all the programs we offer, Torch Club, Keystone Club, and our college scholarship program, the club is really starting to close the opportunity gap for our youth here in Greenwich. I really want to highlight the work of our staff. They form relationships with each and every one of our children. They know them inside and out. And I think it's those special staff relationships that make for the magic at the Boys and Girls Club. I am so proud of every single one of our Youth of the Year candidates. They inspire us. We learn to be better people from them.
I've always been very, very appreciative of being part of the team with Lisa and being at so many of these events with the kids. And I think that's the key thing about this whole program, is how great the kids are and how this goes about the process of finding the best in them and highlighting what these kids go through and what they manage to achieve.
And so finally, I'd like to say congratulations, Lisa Stewart.
And to all the finalists.
As this year's Youth of the Year co-chairs along with Icy and Scott France, we are so grateful to the Boys and Girls Club for all they do for the club kids, historically and especially during this very difficult COVID time.
This year has been a particularly challenging one for all of us. But today we are going to celebrate our 3 incredible finalists and our champion of youth. And whether you're here on the turf with us or at home, we are here and gathered for the same reason, to celebrate the place where youth go to find their greatness.
Cameron?
You guys want to see Don instead? You can see him. Good evening, everyone. My name is Cameron Ferrara, and I'm one of the Torch Club advisors. Being named Youth of the Year is the highest honor the Boys and Girls Club member can achieve. Later tonight, we are going to announce the high school Youth of the Year winner. Right now, I'd like to bring your attention to the Junior Youth of the Year program, which recognizes outstanding middle school member here at the club. The Junior Youth of the Year program encourages middle school members to reach their full potential by achieving academic excellence, leading a healthy lifestyle, and embracing the values and leadership in service. All Youth of the Year honorees, whether middle school or high school age, are shining examples and living proof that great futures start here at the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. Jasmine Scott is an 8th grader at Western Middle School, where she is an honor roll student and part of AVID. Jasmine has participated in many programs during her 8 years at the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. She has participated in Honor Guard for 7 years, where she has presented the colors in the community and here at the club events. She also participated in knitting, crochet, swimming, step, Money Matters, and Torch Club. As a Torch Club member, Jasmine has held many officer positions, such as historian, president, and currently she is our vice president. Jasmine, along with other Torch Club members and advisors, Ashley and myself, have elevated our Torch Club program to Boys and Girls Club of America National Winning Program. In 2008, Jasmine received the Project Lauren Award in striving for academic success. She would attend the club every day after school and head straight to the Learner Center to get her schoolwork done before having fun at the club with her friends. During the summer, Jasmine could be found at Camp Simmons with her friends, swimming, canoeing, and just having a good time. In her own words, even though I'm only in 8th grade, I have done so much already, including becoming a mature young lady and is going places. It is because her involvement at the Boys and Girls Club and school that I have so many amazing experiences. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Jasmine Scott as a 2021 Junior Youth of the Year.
I want to thank you all for this award and celebrating and supporting the Boys and Girls Club's kids and teens. Being in middle school is not always easy. Many of us are faced with a lot of pressures, such as peer pressure or academic pressure. And we have to make sure we as leaders and setting the right example to the younger kids. This includes in school and at the club. Boys and Girls Club has made it easier to deal with some of these pressures and stress with their support. I will always be thankful for the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.
Congratulations. Put your mask back on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Don Palmer, and I am the Vice President of Programs and Youth Development for the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. Tonight, I have the great honor of introducing this year's Champion of Youth, Lisa Stewart. Lisa Stewart graduated from UC Berkeley and has a master's degree in social work and in public administration from Columbia University. She served on the board of the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich for 20 years and served as board chair for 4 of those years. Lisa currently chairs the board of Waterside School, and she serves on the board of Grassroots Soccer, which fights AIDS and youth in Sahara Africa, and National CASA, which helps foster children. She has been a member of the Greenwich RTM since 2017. But let's talk about the real Lisa Stewart. Family comes first, caring, involved, shows up, and fun is how I know Lisa Stewart. I first met Lisa as a lifeguard at one of her children's class end of the year school parties. After meeting her and showing us where the pool was, she said those magic words to us: help yourself to any food and drink if you're hungry. I lifeguarded another party or so, and then Lisa asked me if I taught swim lessons. Yes, I said, so I began giving Nate and Daisy swim lessons, and that's why they are such great swimmers today. Lisa, Scott, and their kids were members of the junior ice skating program, Junior Friends ice skating program and swim program. They were always at the club, and we are a better organization for it. In 2003, when the Boys and Girls Club was being renovated, we had nowhere to hold the club benefit. Lisa and Scott offered to hold the benefit in their backyard. It was an amazing night under the tent, but what I remember the most was how the guests were hanging out on the patio by the fire pit just enjoying it again. As the board chair at the club, Lisa always attended all the events. The Halloween trunk or treat, serving at the Thanksgiving feast, flipping pancakes at our pancake breakfast with Santa, speaking at the Youth of the Year dinner, or running in our Muddy Up race with her team, the Real Housewives of Greenwich. Her presence at the club in each of these events spoke volumes about her leadership. Lisa always took time to speak to parents, members, and the club staff. She wanted to know about our families, why we worked at the Boys and Girls Club, and what can. 2016, Lisa called me and said, Don, for our Christmas party this year, we would like.
Oh, he doesn't even have one.
It's on the table. Everybody else is off.
Okay, well, you're good.
Here we go.
You stand right here.
Oh, my God, I should have worn better heels.
You got it?
I got it.
You got it? Okay, let me take this.
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, thanks, you guys. I can put
Thanks,
this in
Lisa.
here. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, Big Don. 20 years ago, the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich welcomed me with open arms, and my life was forever changed for the better. People often write off Greenwich as a bunch of rich people, but what's rich about our town is this Boys and Girls Club and its profound commitment to our community. Our club embodies the spirit of believing in and nurturing children, regardless of circumstance, race, or ability. Club. Our current first selectman, Fred Camillo, I know he had to just leave. Our current first selectman, Fred Camillo, former first selectman, Peter Tessie, both grew up at the club. Chief of Police Heavey is a club kid, as is Ralph Mayo, head of Greenwich High School. Even my favorite football team's quarterback, Steve Young, is a club kid. Go 49ers! When COVID hit, this club did not shut down. It jumped into action because our town was in need. We used club vans to help neighbor to neighbor distribute food. We reached our members at home with food and school supplies. We converted the annex into a learning space so our town's high school students could study remotely. One club parent said, "It's like your doors never closed." While the Boys and Girls Club is the soul of Greenwich, its staff are the beating heart. Christina Vittoria's dynamic leadership is so promising. Being greeted each day by the ever-smiling Kathy Landy is a joy. I knew Ashley Culver when she was just a little girl whom I couldn't tell apart from her twin sister, and now she runs our aquatics program. At least I hope it's Ashley. The energy and passion of Cameron Ferrara is infectious. The quiet commitment of Mike Gerald and Ryan Accurso is steady and reassuring. And Laura Kelly's total dedication to making sure this club is doing its absolute best always fills me with pride. And finally, let's talk about the real champion of youth here. 2022 marks Don Palmer's 30th year at the Greenwich Boys and Girls Club. Would everyone please raise a glass? Join me in toasting the drive and devotion of Don Palmer. Bravo! Where are he? He's so big. There he is. He's so big. He's over there. We love you, Big Don. I wish I could single out each staff member, but please know you're a remarkable group of human beings whom we all treasure and respect. Quick thank yous, please, to my handsome husband, my 4 wonderful kids who have always supported my work here, to my mom and dad who taught me to care for others, to the fantastic Mr. Fox for taking the reins, to Jeannie Whitmer for inviting me to join the board in 2000, and to Janelle Backrow, sitting back there, for co-chairing 2 benefits with me in 2003 and 2004, both in our backyard, and one during Hurricane Ivan. Mother Nature did not cooperate the way she is cooperating tonight at that event. Finally, to Lisa Q, Bruce, Icy, and Scott France, thanks for co-hosting this event. My life has been so much more meaningful thanks to the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. To our 3 Youth of the Year candidates, it's an incredible honor to share the stage with Damaris, Lauren, and Karen, 3 brilliant, tenacious, and resilient young women. You embody this club's dreams, and you inspire us all to be our best. Thank you. Cheers. Can I walk up? Okay. Oh, okay. Ah, thank you. It's not. The pleasure is all mine. I'm the lucky one.
Stay right here. I'm gonna stay right here. Okay. Can I have Icy and Lisa come up? Chi, can you get the pictures? Can I get your yeah.
Okay, here we go. Well done, Lisa.
Thanks, you cuties. Thank you. Oh, that's right.
Christine, did you want to say anything? No? Okay. Good evening. As you know, I'm Lisa Quackenbush, and along with my husband Bruce and Icy and Scott France, we're honored to be co-chairs of this very special Youth of the Year event. The club has been a very large part of my life and my family's life for many years in Greenwich. I've been fortunate enough to sit on the board for the last 13 years, and each of my kids have learned to swim, to skate, to play hockey. They attended numerous birthday parties and events, and their all-time favorite, Camp Simmons mini camps, and they've all volunteered here. So being a part of this organization has been a very large part and very important part of our life, and to be able to give back in a little way is our pleasure. And since I've been around for a long time, I've been privileged to watch club kids from little kindergartners to grow up to lovely young adults and go off to college and then return back and pay it back. And I know from watching all of this that this club is where these kids do find their greatness. So speaking of greatness, I just want to say a word about our champion. Lisa, we love you. We all adore you. There is no greater champion for the club kids, for this organization, or our community. There is no human who endeavors to give back more than Lisa Stewart. So we love you. We're so happy that we can celebrate you and these great Youth of the Year candidates in person tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Icy. She's going to say a few words, and then we can get on with the awards.
Sorry, I need my glasses. I'm following Lisa's footsteps. Good evening, I'm Icy France, and Scott and I are excited to co-chair tonight's Youth of the Year Award with Lisa and Bruce. We've had the pleasure of attending past Youth of the Year Award celebration, albeit inside and not from behind a mask, and they never fail to inspire. We have always left this evening glad we came and wiping away a few tears. And this club, a place we have both known our whole lives, growing up here in town and then raising our children, has always been the heart of our community. A home away from home for many, a place where relationships and bonds are created, and as the video stated, greatness achieved. And we adore Lisa Stewart too, and I know we're not alone. She is a champion in so many ways to the club, to the youth in our community, and even as a much beloved second parent to our twins. Lucky her. So tonight is truly a celebration, and I think we can all use a little of that. Thank you for joining us here outside in layers or from behind the screen in your own home. For most of us, this is kind of a coming out party after a very long year. And I can think of no better way than to do that together and by celebrating our club, our incredible club members, and this year's Youth of the Year finalist and winner, and our very own champion, Lisa Stewart.
So before we introduce you to this year's finalists, we're honored to bring up last year's winner, Laura Javier. Laura. Welcome. Laura has been a club member since the age of 6. She was an avid swimmer with our Barracuda swim team. She was the vice president of Keystone Club, and she's been accepted to Drexel University where she'll be joining their nursing program. So let's welcome Laura back to the Youth of the Year stage.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Being 2020 Youth of the Year was such an honor, and I'm proud to be with this group of Youth of the Year honorees and a part of a larger network teams nationally. Like for many of you, the past year has been challenging, starting out with not being able to see my family and friends as often as I'd hoped for, along with adjusting to a new high school experiment virtually. COVID has impacted every single individual in their own way. As for being last year's Youth of the Year, I did not expect to experience my time within a global pandemic. There were limitations as to how often I could come to the club, along with struggles with how to continue to be involved. Fortunately enough, many of us were able to contact through Zoom and were able to communicate and reach out to one another through such a difficult time. COVID has placed many difficulties within my life, such as affecting my senior year at Greenwich High School, pausing sports, limiting family visits, along with placing barriers on the regular college decision-making experience with a lack of tours and in-person experiences. Though, aside from such obstacles, the Boys and Girls Club has continued to motivate and lend a helping hand with numerous things, such as scholarships, SAT prep, along with the simple reassurance of having supportive staff. I know deep in my heart that the Boys and Girls Club will continue to always support myself, peers, and entire family no matter what. Which is why I couldn't be happier and thankful for being part of such a loving community like our Greenwich Boys and Girls Club. And now I'll turn it back to our wonderful co-chairs.
Thank you, Laura. In a moment, Lisa's going to tell you a little about each of our incredible 2021 Youth of the Year finalists. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the process. It is hard. Each candidate fills out an application and then sits for a number of interviews. This year, there were 11 applicants. I had the opportunity to participate on a panel of adults that were tasked with interviewing the three finalists. Because of the pandemic, the interviews took place on Zoom, and the adults were crazy nervous. The finalists, however, were calm and poised, but even more importantly, their answers to tough questions were thoughtful and heartfelt and honest. Thinking back on my own high school years, I can't ever remember navigating a process, let alone having the maturity or the wherewithal to articulate responses to such probing questions. At this time, I would like to invite all three finalists, Damaris Aceituno, Lauren Herrera, and Karen Maldonado, up to the stage. Here's what I can tell you. Each of these three finalists are smart, really smart, have overcome incredible personal challenges with grace. They are sensitive, responsible, caring, and have displayed remarkable leadership skills. Each one has been positively and greatly impacted by their tenure at the Boys and Girls Club. Hats off to the three of you.
Great. So I'm just going to tell you a little about these three finalists from our experience in the interview process. Damaris. Damaris has been a club kid for the past 10 years. As a past president of the Torch Club and a current president of Keystone, Damaris has natural leadership abilities that propel her in making connections with her peers and the staff alike. As a part-time staff member, she loves working with the kids and also tutoring the younger kids. Asked for one word to describe the club, Damaris said, supportive. She added that the staff and other members make her feel great. She's taken on many leadership positions throughout her middle and high school journey. Now an honors student with stellar grades in her junior year, Damaris looks forward to the college admission process where she's interested in studying environmental science and marine biology. Thank you, Damaris. Lauren. As she sat at her desk every day at school, Lauren eagerly awaited the bell ringing and heading off to the club. She joined the knitting club and then began taking classes for guitar, Italian, swimming, photography, creative writing, and everything art related, and everything the club had to offer. Little did she know that after sitting in the audience for the performance of Annie Jr., that she would find her passion for theater and performance. A daily club participant, Lauren's life changed the summer before she entered 8th grade. She was diagnosed with a cancerous tumor above her spine. Having to relocate to General Hospital in Massachusetts, Lauren's life shifted to test tubes and treatments. In her words, it was the club's connection, her connection to the club, that gave her strength when she needed it most. Staff and friends from the club wrote her letters of support and recovery, and even went as far as fundraising for her treatments. Today, 4 years after her treatment, she's returned to the club as a Keystone member, and each day she's grateful for the support she received. I would add that during this time, she kept up her schoolwork and she graduated from high school on time. Now, a high school senior with a 4.3 GPA, Lauren has been awarded a full scholarship to UConn, where she plans on studying communications and marketing. Lauren's one word to describe the club was welcoming. Each and every member is welcomed with open arms. And last but not least, Karen. As soon as Karen moved to Greenwich in 7th grade, she joined the Boys and Girls Club, and she's been smiling ever since. She says that she was greeted with kindness and warmth from everybody, and she credits the Torch Club where she learned dedication, responsibility, and a chance for growth. One of her fondest memories was planning the Dodge for a Cause. It's an event where she learned the ins and outs of running a fundraising event. She said it was partially due to planning this event that she knew she wanted to help others the rest of her life in every way possible. So beyond volunteering, Karen credits the resources of the club with helping her succeed academically. She shared with us that she's especially grateful to participate in the SAT prep courses, as she's the first in her family to graduate from high school. Speaking of family, Karen spends every Sunday with her family, where she's particularly grateful to have her brother, who's with them after recently leaving Venezuela, where there's obviously significant suffering from food insecurity and other economic hardship. A high school junior with a 4.0 GPA, Karen originally thought she'd want to pursue a career in teaching. However, following this pandemic, she saw a great need for nurses and physician assistants and will possibly explore a career in medical field. Karen couldn't settle for one word to describe the club, so she offered two: joyful and unique. So you see, it was not easy picking just one Youth of the Year. They're also amazing and so inspirational. So let's give all three a round of applause. Am I doing this?
And now we're pleased to announce the winner of this year's Youth of the Year, Damaris Aceituno.
So I'll do this. So we want to thank Lauren and Karen for sharing your amazing stories and for all that you do to add to the fabric of our community. Ryan Arcurso, the head of our Keystone program and our teen coordinator, has a special plaque to offer both of you. Here. Go ahead.
Christina, will you and Laura come up to present Damaris with the Youth of the Year Award?
Do we sit down now?
Thank you, and thank you all for being here tonight. I would like to congratulate my fellow finalists. I'm honored to be representing us all here tonight. My name is Damaris Aceituno, and I'm a junior at Greenwich High School. I've been a member of the Boys and Girls Club for 10 years. I have attended many programs that the club has to offer, such as ice skating, basketball, painting, dance, yoga, and swim lessons. The summer going into my freshman year of high school was a tough time for me. My father was taken into ICE custody. He remained in the ICE detention center for about a year and a half until he was deported to Argentina this past May. My father was very present in my life, and we had a great relationship, up until high school when things changed. Thankfully, I had the club who looked out for me and my family. During my freshman year of high school, I was not motivated to do any work, nor was I focused on any goals. I joined Keystone that year, and when we had elections for officers, Ryan Acurso and Cameron Ferreira pushed me to run for secretary. I was only a freshman and didn't have much experience in Keystone. However, they still encouraged me to reach for the stars. I came up with a speech on the spot and stood up and asked my fellow Keystone members to vote for me as their secretary. All the smiling faces completely washed away the nerves, but I was still doubtful that anyone would vote for me. Although I did not win, I still had a support system and role models to look up to. I have now been in Keystone for 3 years, and I am glad to hold my position as president. The club gave me different perspective on life. Instead of letting everything in my life get out of control, I took charge of the things that I could control. My relationship with my family and how well I did in school were things that I was able to control and fix, so I did just that. I tried to stop beating myself up over all the things in my life that were going wrong and began to use my struggles to become the best version of myself. Don would often ask me how I was doing in school and check in on me whenever he could. Knowing that the club only wanted me to succeed helped me try harder in all aspects of my life. School, my relationship with my family, and my participation at the club. Now, my GPA is the best it has been. I am a part of 3 clubs in school. I am on the social media team for an organization outside of school, and I am president of Keystone. I have also gotten a lot closer with my family, and I appreciate spending time with them. The club has been a second home to me, as I've spent so much time of my childhood there. I created connections with staff members and made infinite memories with my friends. Being a member of the club has shaped my character and given me a sense of family and community. The opportunities that I have been given here at the club have helped me make a difference outside of my community. I volunteered at Habitat for Humanity and had the chance to pursue leadership roles in both Keystone and Torch Club. These skills helped me go to Mexico, where I spent time with children who live in a home because their parents can't provide for them. I spent 4 out of the 6 days that I was there building a foundation to expand the home for these kids. I also got a chance to tour the city of Oaxaca, which was an incredible experience. I am now a part-time staff member at the Boys and Girls Club, and I aspire to give the club members the happiness that the club gave me. I would like to thank all the staff. They have always wanted the best for me. My mom for being a strong and independent woman, my sister for being my best friend, and lastly, my father for keeping me sane and teaching me how to navigate life. Thank you.
So congratulations to Damaris, and it's been such an amazing night. We are so proud of you, of Lauren, Karen, and all the 11 applicants who are all here tonight. You all have such bright futures ahead of you, whether you have another year at the club, or if you're going off to college or to vocational work. So I ask everyone here and those people who are at home to join me in giving all our applicants, our 3 finalists, and our winner one more round of applause. For those of you joining us for the first time, my name is Eileen Tang, and I am the chair of the board of the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. And on behalf of the entire board, I want to thank you all for supporting us tonight, whether you are here with us in person or joining us virtually on our live stream. For over 100 years, this club has been a vital part of the Greenwich community, serving children and families who truly need us most. That need has only been highlighted by the unprecedented times, you think I'd be better saying that word after this year, we have all experienced this past year. Our board is incredibly proud that we've been able to provide uninterrupted service, virtually at first, but in person when state guidelines allowed, to our club kids, their families, and other organizations around Greenwich who needed help. I've never been more proud to be part of the leadership of an organization that has had such a direct impact on our community. So before we wrap up here tonight, I wanted to ask those of you tuning in remotely and those of you who are here for your support. As many of you heard, we came out of the lockdown last June by opening our summer camps. We managed 10 weeks of much needed camp and outdoor activity at 2 locations with 0 COVID cases. We also prioritized children of essential workers along with our club families, which was so needed last summer. And we now are planning for 3 incredible summer experiences. Our beautiful outdoor oasis and backcountry or at Camp Simmons, our clubhouse camp with a ton of fun and educational activities right here, and our teen camp, which provides teens a fun and safe place to go in the summer with lots of local field trips and opportunities. And although we can see some light at the end of the tunnel, we still face restrictions on the number of kids that we can have in each camp. And we also have increased costs due to mandated cleaning protocols and lower ratios of counselors to kids. So up on the screen's here, you will see our text to donate number. It's coming. So if you are able, please follow the instructions to make a donation via text. Every dollar raised will support this summer's campers of all ages. We are absolutely committed to get our kids outside and be active safely. And we are also planning to provide some extra academic support for those campers who might have fallen behind due to remote learning. Not only that, we are also looking to add some more pieces to our college preparation program for our teens. And actually, our 3 camps provide much needed employment for local students who rely on earned income over the summer to support their families and their college studies throughout the school year. There's honestly no way the club would have survived this crisis without the loyal support of all you here. It has been so inspirational for me to see how much the community has rallied around the club during this difficult time, and to see how hard our club staff works to be sure that our kids and families are supported in every way. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you all for helping keep our doors open this year, and I'm excited to partner with you all in our future endeavors. So on that note, the bars will be open until 8 p.m., so please feel free to grab another hot cider or a chai hot toddy and catch up with each other. And thank you all for the support that you give to our club throughout the year. The board is thrilled that we could all gather together to celebrate the incredible Lisa Stewart. And we wish Damaris the best of luck at the Connecticut Youth of the Year event. I am so glad that you all have joined the BGCG team. Have a great night.